my 15 Ram, and yeah, it's got a problem. Nothing too major, just a leak. So I changed the water pump and hoses and some clamps about a couple of weeks ago, and I've had this small little leak, and I'm kind of perplexed, but I think I finally figured out where it's coming from. And I will say, lessons were learned. So let's get underneath the truck. So it's kind of hard to get some angles over here, but right on the driver's side, if you could look right over here, as you can see, that's the whole petcock. So I think it's like a 12 or 13. I mean, it's not supposed to be super tight, so usually I just take a pliers and I'm able to loosen it. So loosen this and let it drain. So now we got to take that off. 5/16 there, 5/16 there, and then just get covered in antifreeze. Hopefully not a lot, but we'll see. Pretty sure this is not supposed to come out and the clamp still be stuck. Alright, here goes the waterfall. Actually wasn't as bad as I thought. All right, so this is the one from the dealership. Some people call it the Stealership. It's the Mopar. It's the original. Does it have a part number? Maybe somewhere. 533-95013 for the 15 Ram. 5.7 the Hemi, of course. But for $90, I mean, it's gonna fit better. So first off, you get these clamps. Apparently the dealership does not sell these separately, but check this out. Preloaded. It's like a grenade. Pull the pin, boom, loaded. Pretty nice on that. And this is the aftermarket one, which I'm kind of disappointed. So this is the whole gates, and you know, I bought this on Rock Auto, which nothing against Rock Auto, they use good prices, good parts, but I mean, I should have taken it back. I mean, looking at that, you see how it came just like that. I didn't even cut it to modify it, but that's how it came. So maybe it was a return item and I missed it, who knows. But then kind of lining them up and just loosely at it, you can see how much longer this one is. And maybe it's one of those gotta cut to fit to size, but even then, I mean, the cut is just horrible. And then the openings is another issue that I ran into this one as. And you can kind of see it over here. I mean, this one is so much wider, and then it's kind of the same thing up here, but aftermarket, definitely not a good idea. The other hose was a little spongy, and the reason why I got rid of these clamps was because I guess this was a beach truck, as it was out of Florida. It was very corroded and had some cracks in here, and I didn't want that to break. And I always change the lower radiator hose because, well, number one, this goes bad, you lose all your coolant. If the top one goes bad, it's easier to change, you're not going to lose your coolant. So it's a good preventative maintenance. I mean, I paid $20 for this, but $90, as you can see, you're actually getting better quality. It's ready to go. So lesson learned, if you're going to be changing your hoses, either try to cut this to fit, find a better brand, or just bite the bullet and go to the dealership. Now, as far as the leak was actually coming from over here, because if you kind of look at it, you see how the clamp just, it sat cattywampus. It never sat properly. And then I was tightening these, I think they're called worm clamps. And as I kept on tightening them, it kept on biting in. Yeah, it was never gonna work. And these clamps are junk. So if you have these clamps, keep them, reuse them. Like I said, mine's had a little surface crack and corrosion. I didn't trust it, but now we got new ones. All right, so we're gonna pop in the hose, but the first thing I wanna do is actually slide in a little bit of silicone paste. Now you can use the spray, but I found with the spray, it just gets all over the place. So we'll just take a dab of the paste. And just kind of coat it. That should be good, and we'll do the same thing for the radiator outlet over here. Now you can also put it inside the hose. The silicone doesn't damage it. Now the good thing about this thing is, you know, in case you don't know, it says engine, kind of tells you where it goes. Oh yeah, oh, look at that, that's so much easier. So we got to put it behind these lines over here, which is fine. Slide that one in, and then this will slide in. Hopefully, maybe. Come on now. Nice. That's in. You can see right now it's a better fit because this thing is like sitting perfectly. Before it was kind of at a wonky angle, so that's pretty cool. And the same thing over here. I know we got some bad angles, but you know, you get the gist of it. Let's figure out how to get this. Maybe this. That is like very intense, and I really wish I would have aligned it more properly. So now I have to somewhat adjust it. I'm sure there's a special tool for it, you know. So you can see right there the yellow tab. That's the cool thing about this. It's like, you know, they tell you exactly where it needs to go. So let's see if we could, no, maybe. Violent. Actually, that one snapped in place perfectly, so we're good there. So to wrap it up, don't use cheap aftermarket quality parts. I mean, it's kind of interesting the fact that this hose is only a month old, and I mean, it feels really like spongy and cheap, and I mean, I've already kind of deformed it. Yeah, even over here, it's just poorly cut, poorly built. It might have been a return. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to fault the Rock Auto on that one, but definitely a disappointed. And one thing too about the dealership hose is it has that metal clamp, which, see if I can pull that out. Kind of this right over here, doing this one-handed. It has that metal clamp built into it, or already added into it. This was a pain just to feed it in. So, I mean, $90, yeah, it's kind of pricey, and dealerships tend to overcharge, but I mean, you get what you pay for. It is what it is on that. So, I'm full up with coolant, go for a road test, top it off, do all that good stuff. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see what we fix next.